Hi, my name is Debbie Prince, and this is my son, Sam Prince. He is 17 years old, and I'm very proud to tell you that. However, it's been quite a journey to get to him to be 17 years old. So Sam was born with many congenital heart and lung defects. He was basically born with half of a heart and one working lung. The technical term is hypoplastic left heart syndrome and hypoplastic right lung. When we took him to the doctor, when we found out he had all these defects, they looked us straight in the eye and they said, we just don't know. But we had the faith in our doctors at Columbia Presbyterian in New York that they could fix him. He had 2 open heart surgeries, one when he was a baby and one when he was just a year old. His life was filled with doctor's appointments, hospital visits, lots of medications, lots of therapies, and lots of worry. He did not have the normal childhood. He did not go on play dates. He did not go to birthday parties. He did not learn how to ride a bike when he was 2, 3, 4 years old.
On March 13th, 2011, at 8:58 p.m., my mom, we got the call that they said, Sam, we got a heart for you. Would you like to have it? So I was like, of course. You're going to say no? Like, I mean, this is like the gift of life.
He's a happy, healthy 17-year-old who is going to be a junior in high school. It's not a fix. It's not a lifelong fix. We traded one set of problems for another set of problems, but it was completely worth it because our family life has been transposed as well. Before transplant, we couldn't do anything as a family. We couldn't go out for dinner. We couldn't go on vacations. We couldn't go celebrate a family member's birthday together because he was just so sick and so susceptible to germs that we just couldn't take a chance.
Basically, lived in a bubble all my life. Quarantine now, what we're in, was basically the first 7 years of my life.
And at 7 years old, he was in a stroller, which was not the norm. So when he got back from the hospital, we wanted to take a walk. And Sam just was so used to going in his stroller, he said, where's my stroller? And I said, you don't need your stroller. And he walked down the street for the first time without his stroller. He was a little nervous as to what was going to happen, but he did it. He did it. And today we just came in the house. What do we do about now? The 3 miles we just did?
I think 3 to 4 miles.
Yeah.
Plug it in. New heart is like your lightning cable for your iPhone or whatever device you have. I really don't care what device, just the analogy. And you plug it in and the phone gets more powerful and more powerful. And each percent was like a day to me. And each percent was like more powerful and more powerful the transplant would get. So I took driver's ed last year and my teacher was like, okay, I'm not going to teach today. We're going to be talking about organ donation and the powerful. Not that I don't feel comfortable teaching it, it's just you're in the class. I just feel like it'd be more powerful if you taught it. So I taught the class that day and he sat at a desk. It was really cool actually. But no, he just sat at his desk, not like a student desk, like a teacher desk. I mean, that would have been pretty funny, but he didn't do that. And so like before I told my story, kids like checked like, oh, they didn't really know. Like one kid thought they had to sell their organs. I was like, no. Traveled the US. I was most recently in California in the winter on January 1st to promote organ donation. I was on the Donate Life float at the Rose Parade, which was just amazing. One of the greatest days of my life.
I've been feeling perfectly normal. And I was like, they was like, you need a transplant. I was like, I need a transplant. I was like, nah, it can't be. I guess, your heart is very damaged and you need this transplant. So after further and further, when I was admitted to the hospital, they said, you're going to have to need a kidney transplant also. So with the bad heart, I guess it was attacking the kidney and it just got worse and worse from there. I was feeling very bad, a lot of coughing and just shortness of breath. I could barely walk a couple of feet without getting very, very tired. I was in the hospital when I got the call. My doctor, David Barron at North Beth, like a week before I got the heart, he had came to my room and told me we have the suitable organs needed for you to have this transplant. But a couple of days later, he came back and said, it's an issue. We can't give you this heart. It's an issue with the heart. So, I was like, oh man, don't say that. And a couple of days later, he came back and he said, I gotta put this machine in you. But I really don't want to put this machine in you because, you know what? Just get ready for surgery. I have the organs for you. He just walked out the room. June of 2015, I received a heart and kidney transplant. I was diagnosed around 2014, I believe. And I was on a list. And I had to stay in the hospital because I couldn't come home because I was too ill. So I stayed in there a couple of days because they really didn't know what to do. At first they said they was gonna put me on a LVAD, which is a device that's made for the left side of the heart. But after further testing, they said that both sides of the heart were badly damaged, so I wouldn't be able to go home because it was too risky. So I was on the list 6 months before I received the transplant. It's kind of like the next day I got the kidney. Like a couple of hours later, they didn't want to close me back up. So they just wheeled me right back down to the ER and I got the kidney. I'm able to do everything that I did before I got sick. I'm a Little League football coach. So when I got sick, I wasn't able to go out on the field with the kids, but thanks to the transplant, I'm back out on the field with the kids. I'm back at working, and so far everything's been good. I want people to know that that's waiting for a transplant to never give up. Never give up hope. Because miracles happen. And when I see my story, a couple of people's story, Team Luke's story, Patty Jackson's story, so many stories at the New Jersey Sharing Network, I said, this transplant thing works. So never give up if you're waiting for that transplant.